It feels like time is moving by so fast. Just the other day, I watched Emily shed a tear in the grandstands at Homestead after Alex Bowman choked away another win. And now suddenly, we're only a week away from the Darlington Throwback Weekend. And it's already the 7th race of the NASCAR season at Martinsville. And there's paint schemes to review. Let's go. If you guys aren't already following me on Twitter, first of all, this is a shameless plug. Second of all, I tweeted this today, and I was shocked to find out how many of you didn't know what Ross's sponsor was for this weekend. Basically, Choice owns a bunch of different hotels, 22 distinct brands with nearly 7,500 locations worldwide. Now, what does that have to do with the paint scheme? Well, pretty much nothing. But I will say, Trackhouse has been running more like a Quality Inn lately than a Radisson. Shout out the birthday princess from Homestead. 9. Syndrome quietly had a good first half of the race and then suddenly fell off planet Earth. 6. In what may be the most unsurprising news in the history of Richard Childress racing, Denny Hamlin said on his podcast that Paw Paw himself tried to run a Joe Gibbs Racing vehicle off the road leaving the track Sunday night. It all makes sense now where Austin and Ty got their lack of driving ability. And this is another great example of why you should have to retake your driver's test every year after the age of 65. Sorry, Dad. 9. I haven't had A&W probably since I was about 7 years old. And I just spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to find the nearest one to my house. Because unlike the Long John Silver car, this car actually makes me want to eat there. 10. I made a slight miscalculation last weekend when I said that Larson wasn't going to win a single race at Homestead. Thank you, Sam Mayer. Glaze on. 10. Even though Brad Keselowski is pretty much completely fucking sucked at Martinsville since joining RFK, I feel like this weekend could be the beginning of the turning point of his season. 10. I've been watching all of the Chat Us Up interviews lately, and I gotta tell you, I think Justin Haley might be the most boring person on planet Earth. Worse than Chase Elliott. They asked him who his pick to win the college basketball championship is, and he said he's only watched one basketball game his entire life. And I remember they asked him at Daytona what his favorite pizza topping is, and he says he hasn't ate a pizza in like 15 years. What the fuck does this guy do? I may become the world's first Justin Haley hater. His answers to these questions make it look like he has the personality of a 2x4. Maybe that's why his paint schemes always suck. 1. Everybody got their panties all in a twist when Kyle Busch posted this tweet almost directly after the end of the Homestead race. I tried to tell everybody to just calm down because it was probably just an announcement that him and Brexton are racing together, and of course, I was right. You Kyle Busch fans are completely delusional. Kyle Busch is not going anywhere. He is going to end his career at RCR in the most sad and pathetic way. 9. Speaking of sad and pathetic, did you guys see Chase Elliott's throwback paint scheme? If you didn't, you'll have to wait till next week. 5. Unfortunately for Josh Williams, I think Colleague probably saw enough out of Ty Dillon in practice and qualifying for the Xfinity race that he'll be full-time with him next year. 7. I know I said last week that I didn't like how the P went all the way down the front bumper, but I saw it in person. It looks pretty good. 9. I'm so sick of seeing Ryan Blaney fans crying. Yes, he's on a streak of bad luck, but try being a Chris Buescher fan last year after Kansas and Darlington. Ryan Blaney is 10th in points. If you want to take a bath with your toaster because of that, you better nut up, buddy, because life sucks. Try being a Kyle Busch fan, and at least your team's not putting a white hood on your car every week. 10. AJ Allmendinger's coming off back-to-back top 10s. That ends this week. 8. Mr. Buescher. It's starting to get pathetic at this point. The group chat went wild for this paint scheme when it came out, because when they posted it, they tried their best to hide the hood. This car with a yellow hood with a taco and a Kroger logo is a perfect 10 out of 10, paint scheme of the week, move on to Darlington. Hell, even if it was a red hood to match the roof, we'd be working with something. But this is just a joke. And how did Buescher become the victim of the shitty paint schemes? I thought Kroger was going to spread the love throughout. I will not rest until Kroger eliminates these white hoods. I had a ton of people tell me that this should easily be the paint scheme of the week, but giving this car a good score would be like giving your dog a treat after he took a shit on your pillow. RFK is not getting a Scooby snack until they stop shitting where they eat. Get this thing away from me. 0. My dreams of cashing my live plus 5,000 Chase Briscoe bet went up in smoke quicker than Ryan Blaney coming out of 4. 10. I'm going to need Seabell to wear a pair of Air Monarchs completely covered in grass stains to match this paint scheme. 8. Joshy! I've told myself since before the beginning of the season that Josh Berry was going to pick up his first win at Martinsville. Clearly, we're past that now. 8. 6. Bubba helped Emily cash her very first bet this past weekend. So for that, thank you, Bubba. Karma's about to hit you like a shovel to the fucking forehead for the joke you made about the flat tire on the last lap, though. Good luck with that. 10. Hey, Willie, could you do me a favor and thank Liberty for doing absolutely nothing in the tournament? While you're at it, here's a reminder. You fumbled the bag. 9. If Todd Gilliland himself or anybody from Front Row is listening to this, I have a list of requests. You see, we went to the races with my buddy and his girlfriend, and it just so happens that his girlfriend has become the biggest Todd Gilliland fan, and specifically the pickle car. The only problem with that, Toddy, is directly from Alyssa's mouth, there is not enough pickle merch. They pre-ordered the shirt 2 months ago, didn't come in time for the race, then they saw it in the hauler. Kicking the nuts. There's no hat, there's no sweatshirt, there's no crew neck, there's no 164 scale diecast, there's only a 124. She says the 124 is too big. What's she gonna do with it? You need a 164. There's just a lot of room for improvement here, Toddy. She'd also like everyone to start referring to Todd Gilliland as Toddy G because there's too many L's in his last name. Obviously, I gave you a lot to think about. I'll give you some time to ponder on that. Until then, 8. I was really surprised to see Riley Herbst pick up the Lucy Breaker sponsorship. I thought that was Noah's deal. Bro was popping Lucy's and showing off the can like he was part owner during his interview with Rubbin' Is Racing. Crazy. 8. I know I said earlier in the video that the A&W car does a much better job than the Long John Silver's one at actually making me want to go eat at the establishment. But the truth is, I've been watching the shit out of that Joshua Wiseman guy on YouTube, and he says that Long John Silver's has the best chicken tenders in the fast food game. So now I really want to eat there. Oh, so the Zane Smith money glitch has officially ended because his 1-1st finish at Homestead wasn't in the top 10, so it didn't pay. Thanks for nothing, Zane. 7. It is relieving to see Cole back in a good-looking race car this weekend. 10. You probably noticed that John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones are once again missing from the paint scheme review. But if you didn't see the news, Dollar Tree sold off Family Dollar for $1 billion, which actually sounds like pretty good news until you realize that they bought Family Dollar for $8 billion back in 2015. Kind of sounds like my Hard Rock bet account, but basically, you're probably not going to see a Family Dollar car again. Tyler Reddick, on the other hand, this car was okay until they threw that O'Reilly sticker on it. 4. It's taken him 6 weeks, but finally, Ricky Stenhouse is going to have a good-looking race car. 9. Am I? Let me quickly explain the roller coaster of emotions Emily went through at Homestead. She started with hope, with Bowman being on the pole. The hope quickly went away for a large majority of the race after he lost the lead. When Ryan Blaney decided to spontaneously combust, we went to the bathroom. Emily said, "How come my driver can never win at the races I go to?" I said, "Well, babe, you better get used to it." We go back to the stands, restart. He runs down Bubba, takes the lead. She's thrilled. She thinks he's going to win. He doesn't. Tears. Sadness. 8. Typically, I wouldn't do this, but Team Amerivet actually slid in my DMs 2 weeks ago after their Burt Myers announcement and asked if I could make sure I do a paint scheme review on them. So here it is. 50 happens to be my favorite number, for one, and red and black is my favorite color combination. The only problem we run into here is that I'm not an ambassador of C3 skids. I'm an ambassador of C4 energy. Still kind of rocks though. 8. Cody Ware seems like a great time to talk about the fact I cannot believe we are in 2025 and there are still weirdos out there that degrade women. Taylor Kitchen posted a video today running through every single one of her many accomplishments of her career because of some weirdo, sexist douchebag on TikTok. It just amazes me because it's really not that hard to wake up in the morning and decide, hey, I'm not going to be a complete pile of shit. Just like the two ass clowns that sat next to me in the grandstands on Sunday complaining about the Spanish music playing at a racetrack in Miami. You're not funny. You're just an asshole. And the only thing good at Arby's is their curly fries and their milkshakes. 8. I think you guys are finally realizing Ty Gibbs will never win a race. 6. Ryan Preece is coming off back-to-back top 10s, and he can make it 3 in a row because we're heading to one of his best tracks. I cannot believe there are people out there that didn't realize Ryan Preece is extremely talented. Do not be surprised if he wins in Martinsville. 10. In a return that literally no one could have ever saw coming, Casey Mears is running this weekend, and the crowd went mild. 2. I love this paint scheme, don't get me wrong. Slight complaint though. Why is half of the mountain in the Rock logo cut off? Also, how does The Rock feel about Rockingham being called The Rock? Feels like a lawsuit. 10. I had a substantial amount of money on Carson Hocevar winning his first cup race at Homestead, and well, he didn't. I'm going to chalk it up as bad karma for not meeting Tyler and I at the casino this weekend, but I will give you the benefit of the doubt that you were busy filming that badass GTA NASCAR edit. 4. You see what happens when you put the non-American in the American flag car? He finishes 32nd. Not only that, but the only American on the team finishes 31st. Karma's a real bitch. You should have known better. 8. Crocodile. A lot of you have asked me. That comes from a podcast interview with Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi. It's pretty funny. Look it up. 7. And the big baby scumbag paint scheme of the week goes to...
Money in my face, what? Hoes in my face, what? Pocket full of money, I ain't running out of space. What? Mama said, baby, you done came a long way. Woo. Still eating ramen noodles, bitch, I like the taste. Woo.